Carolyn Logue here for the Puyallup Sumner Chamber of Commerce, and sitting with me is Pam Roach, who is running for the Pierce County Council in District Number 2. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Okay, there just are a few questions we'll be asking.
Okay.
The first one is, what do you think is the most important issue in your race?
Well, I've done a lot of doorbelling, been out there a lot, and I think it sometimes depends on who you ask. If you ask a mother in downtown Puyallup, she's going to say we need to solve the issue of homelessness in our community. And that is felt around the district, particularly in residential neighborhoods. If you talk to a lot of people, they're going to say, first take, that it's taxes. They want to be able to keep the taxes down. They want government to be more responsible and more accountable. And I agree with them on that. I want to make sure that we try to keep the taxes down and make government more accountable. It's tough with the county budget, but we're going to have to try to do it.
And how specifically would you support the business community at the Pierce County Council?
Well, I have a long history of supporting the business community, and of course I've been endorsed by the Tacoma Pierce County, the chamber arm of the chamber, and I really appreciate that. I've been supported both by business and labor because I am going to be working with others and bringing in jobs to the community. The most important thing, I believe, is to have an open door policy, which, because I've served in the legislature for 6.5, 7 terms, that's known about me, that you can come in any time, we can talk about issues and try to find solutions. So I'm very proactive and will try to find solutions, and some of the things I hope I have time for today, we'll talk about that.
And then we do have an initiative, 1433, that would raise the minimum wage and do mandatory paid sick leave. Tacoma has actually passed a similar piece of legislation. What is your position on the minimum wage?
I don't think it's good for the state. I mean, if a local government is going to be doing it, that's their prerogative, but it is not good for the state. We have completely different economies in different areas of the state, and we want to support small business, and we want to make it so that we can have as many people employed as possible. You pass this in many areas, many small businesses are going to be laying people off, as we've seen where these things have been implemented. So right now, of course, I'm opposing it, and I don't see changing that position.
Okay. What tax increase would you support, if any?
Well, I don't have one right now that I can say I would support. My opponent supports them all. She supports a mental health tax. My position is, how are you going to spend the money? After spending 18 years on the Ways and Means Committee, I can tell you that you have to have a package in front of you. There isn't one. So I'm not going to be voting for it on day one as she would be doing. You got to see what it is. Don't see anything yet. I think that there's a possibility on the upcoming initiative to fund law enforcement. I think that one needs to be taken a look at. But I wasn't for the Taj Mahal. After all the bonds were paid off, I think $250 million over a long period of time for something that the voters certainly proved they didn't like. So I think the default position is you're not inclined to vote for tax increases. It's going to have to be something that people in the district support, and I am very good at going out and meeting with people so I know what their feeling is. That's how you can get elected to the Senate 7 times. You have to know what people are thinking.
Okay. And the last question, are any specific jobs you would bring to this community, and how would you do that?
Well, I'm already working on that, I think. First of all, you have to make sure that we stop the leakage of jobs, and so I've been working on port jobs, making sure that we keep them, that we don't lose them. I took a delegation to Panama last April that included members of the Northwest Seaport Alliance and their workers there, and Senator Marilyn Chase, a liberal Democrat from the Seattle area. I'm a more conservative Republican here in the Pierce County area, other people, business, labor. And we viewed what was going to be our new competition. In June, the new canal was opened, the new lock anyway, and it's a huge competition to us. So I've been promoting the fact that we need to keep up with that here at the Northwest Seaport Alliance, specifically the South Harbor. And there's a whole long story on that, but I've been working to keep jobs, and it affects the whole state because we've got to have ways to get our crops out and businesses, their goods out, particularly to Asia. So that's been one of the things I've been doing. I think it was just last week I was up at Centris, which is a company that houses storage for businesses, their computer storage, their data. And what we found out is there's a great leakage, meaning people who want to have businesses help them with their businesses are choosing to go other places. They're choosing to go to Portland, for instance, because they have different it's cheaper for them to do the business than it is up here in the Seattle region. So I met with the principals in the company, brought in some of our Senate advisors. We've already got a plan that they will be organizing, that they will in fact have legislation to propose this session, which I'll be working on even as a county council member to try to keep the businesses here. So I'm going to be very proactive. I think it's what I enjoy, getting things done, and I look forward to being able to do that now at a county level where I've had a great deal of experience.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
You bet. Thank you.